Hey guys, how's it going? Patrick James here, and I got a question on Facebook from a Ravi. And Ravi asks, it's really a long kind of explanation. He goes, even when talking to people with deep, cutting through, clear, certain, and concise vocal tonality, I still run into guys speaking too fast with their annoying, higher pitched voice, and they interrupt me and cut me off, which is just one of my pet peeves. Anyone, whether male or female, cutting me off is just plain fucking rude and disrespectful. Should I calmly call them out on it and just tease them for interrupting, or keep plowing through with what I have to say? Some guys get butthurt when I do call them out, but I value what I have to say, and I'm not gonna let anybody walk over me like that. It's not that I'm being a douchebag when I call someone out for cutting me off. It's their problem. Oh man. Ravi. I understand your question. I get it exactly. You're in a group of people, you're talking to people, and maybe you're telling a story, but this guy right here, he's like, he wants to interject real quick. Some genius thought popped into his head, and he's like, oh, I gotta say it. And so he starts talking, and maybe you want to keep talking over him because, you were talking first, and he just starts talking louder and louder and louder, almost like he didn't even know that you were talking to begin with. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've met those people. We've all met those people. We all know someone like that. Even those people who don't necessarily interrupt you, but they just talk, and when they talk louder than they need to, and it's just obnoxious, and they're like yelling at you when you're 2 feet away. Well, here's how I deal with those guys. I don't call them out on that, because if I call them out, yeah, it does sound like that you're butthurt, because you said, it's not that I'm butthurt. Yeah, it looks like you are butthurt, and it looks like you're being reactive to them. In any situation, I'm not going to react to anybody but myself, and the only reaction I'm going to get from myself is I'm having a great fucking time here in this situation. If I'm telling a story and some guy interrupts me, I'm probably so into my own story and into my own words that I'm just going to finish what I'm saying naturally. I'm just going to finish it. I don't care what he's saying, all right? It's like the strength of the frame. If you guys both have a frame, right? And it's like your frame is how you view the world. Whoever's frame is stronger wins out. All right, so if my frame is, I'm just talking because I love every single word that I'm saying and I know my story's awesome, then I'm probably going to finish my thought. I'm going to finish my sentence and not even think twice about it. That said, if he keeps talking, I'm not going to get in a pissing contest with this dude. I'm not going to call him out like, yo, stop interrupting me. Unless it's like a hot chick and I'll just do it just to be playful and joking and self-entertaining, because I'll do that because I think it's funny. But if it's another dude and he just has no social savvy at all, if he's just socially retarded, I'm not going to call him out, because guys are very confrontational. Even if they're not a confrontational person, they're gonna feel resistance to what you said, all right? Whereas a female is probably just gonna feel sexual attraction. It's kind of weird how it works like that. So I'm not gonna call him out. If he's talking, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be present, maybe cross my arms, give him the straight, relaxed, dominant eye contact, listen, no emotion right here. And then the second he pauses, the second he finishes, I'm going to go, that's awesome. And I'll keep talking about what I wanted to talk about. And that's it. It's the end of the situation. I lead the conversation where I want to lead it, all right? That's being non-reactive, and that's staying where you want to go. It's leading the conversation down where you want to go. And that said, if I'm in a group of people and this guy keeps interrupting me, I'm just going to leave because I'm having such a good time. Also, if you are the kind of person who's very reactive to someone who interrupts you and it kind of pisses you off, you feel a little bit of tension inside and you feel resistance to it and you don't know how to react, work on your state inside, all right? Work on developing a good mood in general. The way I do, there's a lot of ways I do this, but for example, I wear this hat, and when I wear it out, I don't know why, I just feel extra awesome when I wear this hat. And I don't even like wearing hats, it's just I don't like taking the time to put gel in the hair and do the hair. If I can save 5 minutes and just throw on a hat that looks pretty cool, then I feel good. That's a trigger. It makes me feel good. That's one way I make myself feel good. Another way is I just keep talking to people, and naturally, as I get momentum rolling, I start to feel better. I start to have a higher self-esteem. I start to value my words more than anything. Like, I'm just having fun, right? Another way is I like to dance a lot. Tony Robbins always says, emotion is created by motion. So if you want to feel good emotions, start putting your body into motion. So there's one trigger that I do with my body, and it's kind of like, it's my dance move when I'm in a club. If I'm walking in a club and you see me walking in a club, and I'm just walking through and I'm not necessarily on the dance floor, here's what I'm gonna do. You'll probably see me like doing, I'm just like bouncing, and like I do this finger point fist pump thing, and it's just like I'm getting into motion, but I'm kind of like dancing the music, and it's just natural for me. And I've found that it's kind of funny if I'm walking down the street and I feel like I'm not in that good of a mood, or I'm kind of tired, I'll just naturally start doing this. And it brings up the same kind of emotions that I would feel if I was in a nightclub and I was doing the exact same thing. It's like muscle memory, like triggers the same neural pathways, and it makes me feel good all over again. All right, so find your trigger, get into motion. Another thing is I like to have a to-do list every day. So every day I write down what I'm gonna do, exactly what times I'm gonna do it at. And as I go through the day, a little victory for me is crossing it off the to-do list, And as I get down that list, as I get further down that list, I'm just like feeling great. I feel better about myself. My self-esteem is higher because I did what I set out to do, right? And that makes me feel better. It makes me feel more energetic. So that being said, let's bring this full circle. I got a little bit off track. Feel better about yourself. Put yourself into a great state. That way, when someone interrupts you, it's not going to bring up resistance anymore. It's not going to make you feel mad at that person. You're actually just going to think it's funny. It's going to kind of be funny to you, and you're going to laugh it off like it never happened. That's what happens to me all the time, and seems to work out for me. So try those things out. That was kind of just like a brain dump. I don't know if that made any sense, but I hope it made sense to you, because it definitely made sense to me. I'm going to see you later. I'll get out of here. Peace.
And here's to all the young believers. Yeah. You know, the ones that don't believe us. Damn. Baby, play it for your ex too. And all the kids around my table yelling F you.